Man. Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Do us. So we are coming with a force. Yes, blessing the reap and we coursing on.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Shay Renee, and I am back. And this time, we are finally talking about those bells, okay? We are talking about Belle Collective, okay? Now, I know I had been saying that I wanted to review this show for quite some time, but it was just giving me a whole lot of back and forth emotions of whether I really wanted to review the show because I got my thoughts on Miss Latrice and Mr. Cliff, okay? So I thought, you know what? This time is the best of any to go ahead and review the show because Cliff has just been showing his natural Tweety Bird, Big Bird looking hairstyle tail. Okay. Actually, more like Bert and Ernie. That's what he looked like. Okay. But y'all, let's start with Miss So Gucci. Okay. So Gucci meets up with her daughter, Dee. And the initial beginning of the conversation, they're talking about Dee and apparently her baby daddy, how they gonna work it out. If they gonna work it out, she wants her to raise her granddaughter in a 2-parent household. But Dee is like, well, I don't know if he really likes me or as much, or if he really likes my. I don't know if she was talking about what he thinks about her physique and all this that and third. I'm like, girl, well, it sounds like you thinking for him. It's like you thinking about potentially what he could think about you. I don't know if it's some postpartum going on and her emotions are just all over the place, but it's giving you're assuming how your man feels, sis. How about have a conversation with him? It's a lot of bad communication going on this show. Definitely giving a lot of bad communication. So then they get into the conversation about Selena again. Let me tell y'all my feelings on the whole Selena So Gucci thing because this is my first time reviewing it. So y'all gonna get a lot of my viewpoints on a lot of stuff. Here's the foundation of that. Gucci feels like it's her time to shine, and she don't want to share the spotlight with Selena. That's what this is all about. She feels like this is her show. She don't want Selena coming on here and being a part of her show, okay? She feels like Selena had her time in the limelight. She didn't come on the Dancing Dolls show, and she didn't get to be a part of what they were doing, okay? Because JJ and Selena and the girls, they were top tier on Dancing Dolls, okay? But now Gucci is like, you know what? I don't want to share the limelight with you heifers. This is my time to shine. And I feel like that's exactly why Gucci did this daggone restraining order, because that whole situation was not that deep for you to be filing charges against her. I think she did that because she doesn't want Selena on the show. She knows that everybody likes Selena. And I know that she probably looked at it like, okay, Akeisha went to school with her. Latrice is cool with her. Everybody seems to be cool with Selena. And technically, in most of these reality shows, in my opinion, allegedly, I'm going to say that to protect myself, you can't sue anybody that's on the cast, right? So I feel like, Gucci is filing charges against Selena because she's trying to play chess, not checkers. She don't want Selena on the show. She trying to keep Selena from stealing her little bit of limelight, child. Okay. And even Dee, her own daughter, said that she feels like Selena, so Gucci did whatever she could to take care of JJ's daughters and be there for his daughters versus over her and her brother. Because I think she has a brother. Gucci has a son too, that she never seems to talk about. So I'm just like, girl, what does JJ do that his money must have a hold on her? Because clearly you ain't selling no damn houses, okay? Because you couldn't close the deal for Latrice fast enough, but you're supposed to be the fastest house seller of the West down in Mississippi, okay? It ain't looking like that. It don't look like that, okay? So you are over there enjoying the fruits of JJ's labor, trying to be a kept woman. And so you are doing whatever is pleasing to him. And you know, JJ loves his kids. So you decide to neglect your own children, and you didn't negate that when your own daughter said that to you in conversation. You immediately, you hate this lady Selena so bad that you were like, yeah, you know, about her neglecting her own kids, for you neglecting your own kids. Then you're like, yeah, so I'm doing this to really just show an example of how you don't let anybody just bully you. Girl, Selena is not bullying you, sis. Ain't nobody bullying you. We see what I see what you're doing. Okay? You want to be seen. That's what this is all about. And everybody is, I've heard some people talking about, oh, you know, I understand now that I watch Dee's live. I watched the live. That's her mother. Dee is going to protect her mother. She's going to say whatever it is. I don't bit more think that them girls was bullying Dee than the man in the moon. I feel like Dee really gives me, from my intuition, Dee gives me problem child. She gives, you know what she gives me? Do y'all watch Growing Up Hip Hop? The girl that is on the, I don't know if she's on the show with Bow Wow, and her father was I'm gonna find her name. Dee gives me, she seems very similar to that girl that has a smart mouth on Growing Up Hip Hop. She seems very similar to her, really needing attention, very spoiled, you know, wanting to be the center of attention. That's what it is. And I feel like she felt like because it was one of her and three of them, you know, she should have been catered to more. And she probably also felt the difference between her stepsisters because her mother was trying to please their daddy. So the mom is doing whatever. So she's taking it out on her stepsisters that her mother was not the mother that she should have been. The stepsisters are only asking for what has been given to them all their lives, their father being around. And JJ was definitely around when those girls was on that show. And he seems like he's very involved in what they're doing now. So that had to be a requirement for any woman that he was going to be with. So that hints why Gucci acts the way that she acts. But she tries to be slick with her little behavior. She wants to play up to JJ that she's being nice to the girls. But you have this hidden jealousy for Selena. Selena is a very attractive woman. But baby girl, if JJ and her are not married, you need to let it go. Stop trying to prove to Selena that I got your man, girl. I got your man, girl. If y'all from DC, that is a go-go song, okay? And you can't do anything about it, okay? That's how you needed to proceed, okay? Don't be around here trying to prove that you deserve JJ. He married you. Move on. Move on. Like I'm about to do from this. Moving on. Okay. Gucci said that, you know, basically she's doing this as an example to show it is not okay to put your hands on people. And it's also not okay to act like a B-I-E-I-E-I. Okay. Around people that you so-called are healed over and you're jealous of and hating. Moving on. Akeisha and Latrice meet up to do some artsy projects, and they talk about Latrice and her relationship with the girls. And Akeisha basically is offering herself up as a resource to Latrice, so that, you know, she's like, you know, I know marriage can be difficult and it can be hard, and your single friends can't, you know, really understand what's going on in your marriage. I feel like Akeisha was sort of talking about Josh in a way, and some of Latrice's single friends, and how Josh may not be as open to understanding why she goes through the things that she goes through with Cliff. Here's the thing. I like me some Josh. Josh is like, girl, I don't got time to play with you and Cliff. And Josh is like, I am not blind to your bullshit, okay? I'm not blind to your bullshit, okay? You are over here in a marriage that you're not happy in, okay? And I see it. And I'm going to point it out because as your friend that cares about you, I can't have you out here looking like Boo Boo the Fool. And I'm attached to you. That's what it is. So Akeisha is going from the information that she's gotten from Josh, where he's saying, oh, they over there sleeping in 2 different rooms, child. You know, she's making it seem like I'm the problem in their relationship, and you know, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing, Josh, you know, you shouldn't have been going over there and talking to Akeisha about any of the stuff that's going on in their relationship. I get that you have a relationship with Akeisha, but Latrice has a point when she says that you know how these girls are. In the previous episode, literally, they went to do aerial yoga, right? Which I love me some aerial yoga. Okay, you guys to try that. They pretty much apologized to each other, and he had a great point. Latrice can go and talk to every Tom, Dick, and Harry about what's going on, because she tells everybody that will listen about how much her husband gets on her nerves, child. But she don't want nobody to give her no feedback. She's one of those people that wants people to listen, but she don't really want no feedback. She doesn't want to enact change in her marriage. She doesn't. So she can go and talk to everybody and their mama about it. But let God forbid Josh say something to somebody. It's World War III. And these are actually people that are on the show with you that actually see how your husband treats you. And they're actually going to see the playbacks of this show where y'all are sleeping in different rooms. Riddle me this, Batman. What is your problem, Latrice? And Latrice really strikes me as a person, she really has battered woman syndrome. Like, she's always like, do y'all notice how she has like a twitch with her? And then her face is always showing, like, she's like, you know, always just, it's very scary to me. And she's always in a moment of bracing herself for what somebody is going to say or what somebody is going to do. And she's very much so a people pleaser. She doesn't know how to, she doesn't handle conflict well. That's what she gives me. She doesn't know how to have difficult conversations. Okay. I learned that at work. She doesn't know how to have difficult conversations at all. She is a people pleaser. She would rather just sweep things under the rug and hope that everybody forgets about it and never has a conversation with her over it. That's not how life works, sweetheart. And everybody on this cast is seeing it from you. Hence why Akeisha is taking you to do an art project to get it out of you. Maybe if you draw it on a piece of paper with a crayon, you'll open up and tell everybody what's going on so you can stop with the damn foolishness. I don't know. You like it, I love it, Akeisha. So Akeisha is like, you know, she tells Latrice that she worries about her and if she's covering up things that are going on between her and Cliff, okay? Now, here's the thing. This is a very valid concern for the ladies on this, you know, cast. It's very obvious the stuff that Cliff is doing. You took Cliff out of that Fair Street thing that Akeisha was having real fast because you didn't want him to embarrass you. Even further, even when y'all back at the lounge, when you and Josh and your other friend were just going out for drinks and he pulls up and shows his entire light-skinned ASS. Something is wrong with this man. He's very controlling and you don't do anything to change it. You've built him up to think that this stuff is cute and it's not attractive whatsoever. First of all, Cliff, aka Ernie, okay, is not attractive. He is not, I don't know who told him that he was Lawrence Fishburne or what other light-skinned Harry Belafonte. I don't know who told him that he was attractive, but he is not. I be really sick and tired of these men that always have something to say about somebody's looks and physique or whatever, and he walking around with a top tuft and a beer belly. Just because you are light-skinned with bluish green eyes, that doesn't make you attractive, sir. And I feel like Latrice really has some daddy issues. She really does. She has some serious dad issues. She wanted a husband that was going to basically father her. But baby girl, you don't F your dad. You don't F your dad, okay? And that's what you need to understand. So moving on, this conversation with Akeisha, is Latrice going to start confiding in her? No, because she was really mad at Josh for telling her business. And homegirl seems to like to keep everything close to the chest. So moving on. So Gucci and Letitia meet up and they talk about the Selena incident, and Gucci come with a green smoothie and Letitia like, girl, I ain't drinking none of that. Letitia, girl, I be, it really bothers me when a lot of women don't want to drink, they eat or drink they veggies. I really worry about your insides. I really, really do. But moving on. That's just a side note. So Gucci, so they're talking. They talk about the Selena incident and Gucci's daughter and her relationship with her baby daddy and how she wants them to stay together and this, that, and the third. Then they talk about the event that she's having where her and JJ always give back to the community. And typically Selena is usually there for that event, but she's not going to be there. She invited all of the ladies in the collective, and she also invited JJ's daughters because they're usually very helpful with that event. Okay, so they, first of all, let me say this. Gucci always talking about her and Selena never in the same room, or they don't do this, then the third. But yet you just said that she comes to your event every year. Y'all were at the baby shower together. She came to Latrice's event. You see this lady more often than you would like. Okay. So let's stop lying about Selena ain't never around. Because Selena is around. You don't want Selena around. That's the problem. It's a constant reminder that your husband was married to a baddie. You got to realize you a baddie too and not be concerned about the prior. Look forward to the future, honey. That's what you need to do. But child, moving on. Okay. They talk about how they haven't crossed paths since the incident, her and Selena, and she feels like Latrice is a part of it and set up the whole thing. All right, Gucci, let's stop. Let it go. Let it burn like Usher, sis, because you keep on saying the same thing over and over again. Latrice has said to you that she wasn't a part of it. Y'all have had a conversation. Hell, even Akeisha done tricked you into coming to dinner with Latrice and Cliff, and y'all talked about it and supposedly moved on. You have been waiting on this apology from Latrice for her buying this property from somebody else for two. Let me tell you something. And Latrice, I'm gonna get on you too, because you keep on talking about I'm very loyal to my friends. It's the loyalty for me. All Gucci wanted was an apology. But I don't really feel that's what she says she wanted. I think Gucci wanted more than an apology. I feel like Gucci was really mad that she didn't give her that deal. She felt like because they're friends, she should have went on and let her sell that property. But I'm like, girl, if you're supposed to be the fastest in the West to selling the houses, honey, what took you so long? Because baby girl seemed like she wanted to sign the dotted line real quick. Real quick. But you were moving real slow. Okay? It's all about customer service for me. And I feel like Latrice, if you had a problem with So Gucci and how she was conducting business, you should have really, if anything, it could have been critical customer service training for her. You could have said, sis, I'm your friend, and I feel like you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. And that could have been a storyline between the two of y'all. That could have also helped to get the light off of you and your crusty husband, Latrice. But you gotta think strategically. I would have said to her, girl, listen, you wasn't selling this property fast enough. I'm trying to really find me something. I'm gonna go ahead and head on out and use somebody else. I'm gonna get somebody else to do it. That's what I'm gonna do. But Latrice, you have a problem with having difficult conversations. You could have also used this opportunity to tell her that you have a problem with having difficult conversations, which requires you to be honest. Seems to be something that you have a problem with. Okay? You have to stop confusing holding back information. Holding back information is also a lie. It is. Okay? And Gucci, you just need to get over it. Let it burn. Let it go. She's not going to admit that, listen, she's already said she needed to move into the property faster. You weren't getting it done fast enough at a sonic speed like she needed you to. You was moving like a slug. Girl, move on. What does Latrice have to gain from having Selena come and bop you upside your head at her event? What does she have to gain from that? Riddle me that, Batman. Nothing. If anything, she doesn't want that negative press because she is her products and her business is like her baby. She ain't trying to have no child. Scotty done already said on one of my lives that Miss Latrice is not pregnant. She ain't trying to be dumb enough to have no baby by that man. So her business is her man. It's her baby. She don't want to ruin her bread and butter with somebody giving it bad press, with them up in there acting a plum daggone fool. So Gucci, let it go. Let it go. You and your issues with Selena, boo and bye. We don't care anymore. Next question. We don't care. Okay. So moving on. They also talk about Letitia and Gucci talk about Latrice being in denial and how she lies to cover up her husband and to make her relationship look perfect. And she's afraid to leave him and change. She's trying to force everyone to believe their relationship is okay. Okay. First of all, Latrice, we all have two eyes and can see that there's a problem in this relationship. You very much exhibit battered woman syndrome every episode, all the time. And we see it even more in this next scene where y'all sitting at this table at a Mexican restaurant, which is my favorite food, and y'all in here acting up over this good, delicious food and these margaritas. Give me one margarita, Cliff, give me one margarita, I'm gonna bop you up the side of the head. That's what I'm gonna do. Because Cliff don't know how to act. Okay? But we're gonna get into that. Latrice and Cliff meet up to go on a date at a Mexican restaurant. They talk about her going through the process for getting her own building, signing a contract that allows her to sell her products nationwide. So she's super excited about it. I could tell that internally she was excited, but I could feel it's like Latrice has so much anxiety inside of her. It is palpable through the screen. Like I can feel it. I don't know if it's because I'm a Cancer, but it like her anxiety makes me feel a way. Like I think that might have been why I was kind of hesitant to review this show, because her energy just like radiates through the screen. It is crazy. Okay. So I could feel her energy, how she was very bottled up and she just didn't want to talk about this thing that made her so excited. And the fact that she signed this contract 2 weeks ago, it's like all this time she's been trying to build up to find a way to tell her little nappy bald head tuft on top of his head husband that she got this deal. Something that she should have been really excited to talk to him about. I feel like she's been spending all of her time trying to get comfortable with even sharing it with him, which is really sad. So he comes down on her and she's telling him this. She's like, yeah, I'm really excited. You know, I signed a deal where my products can be sold nationwide. And Cliff immediately gets upset, talking about you signed a contract without talking to me about it first and telling me. That's the first thing he said that I actually understood without a closed caption. Cliff, let me say this. What the hell were you going to do reading the contract? You can barely talk. So what the hell was you going to do with this contract? What advice was you going to give this lady? What was you going to read them and weep and say? Because you don't know what you're talking about half the time. Okay? You over here trying to ruin Latrice and Lil Boosie, as my boy Scotty calls him. That is damn funny. You over here trying to ruin Tisha and Glenn's relationship, which Glenn, you need to not listen to nobody. Okay? You need to go to church and get your life. And Letitia, you need a divorce. We're going to talk about that when we get to the Letitia and Marie situation, child, because I got my thoughts on that. Okay, y'all gonna get it all today because I've been watching, and yeah, it's a lot. But Cliff, baby, what advice were you gonna give me? You can't tell me nothing. Okay, go to your tree cutting down business that you have, and you do that. That's your lane. Let me handle the wigs and the hairstyles and the products and the current on. You stay in your lane, I'ma stay in line, and we in mine. And when we get to the stop sign and we gotta have a discussion, we're gonna go ahead and do that how we need to. But I've already like listen, Latrice has shown it to her lawyer. That's all that matters. Period. Now I was on Twitter and a lot of people were saying, that's what you get when you dealing with somebody that's a sugar daddy. Do y'all watch this show? Cliff is not a sugar daddy. Latrice has more money than him. Do y'all not get that? Latrice has more money than Cliff. So the reason why she's putting up with his bullshit, I don't understand. Because baby girl, you don't have to. You don't need him. Because Khadijah don't need you. Shout out to Living Single. I can see if she needed his money to float her business, but she consistently says that she started this business on her own. Without him. Cliff, you have not sewn not one wig, sold not one bundle. What are you talking about? Don't give me any advice. Do I tell you how to lumberjack a tree? No, I don't. So please go over there and mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business and know that your girl got it. And that goes right along with Latrice wanting to be his equal. She wants him to understand that she does have a brain in her head because she's created a 7-figure business. She doesn't need you to tell her what to do. She's been just fine on her own. And she is fighting for respect from her husband for him to understand that, listen, I have you here because I want you here, because I love you, and also because she got some daddy issues. I ain't gonna hold you. Sis got some daddy issues because it ain't no way that she is attracted to this man. Sorry, to this man in her eyes, okay? She don't want this man like that, for real. She has some internal issues. She got daddy issues, and he was the first one to come along that is like feeding her addiction. That's what it is. But baby, Cliff, she don't need you for your money or your advice. Keep it pushing, okay? So moving on, she says that she wasn't trying to be malicious by, not saying anything to him, but she feels like he's just basically trying to control her. And she feels like she doesn't need his input because she has become successful without him. And Cliff gets upset and he leaves out the restaurant, all pissed off. Sir, before you leave, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and pay this bill. Don't you leave without paying this bill, honey. I see how you try to roll on out. You so big daddy and in control, but you ain't paid this bill before you left out, sir. Don't play. Cliff, you are not a boss. You are not a big man on campus. You are trash. Because if you zaddy, you could have at least paid for the food before you stormed out with your little attitude. Boy, boo and bye to you, Cliff. I have no respect for this man whatsoever. And she feels like she needs to do things on her own to make him. Latrice feels like she needs to do things on her own to make him respect her. And my thing is, you can't make this man respect you by not respecting yourself. You can't allow him to continue to be disrespectful and you just eating it up. It's not okay, Latrice. And you need to call him out on his BS. So then they continue the conversation because she ends up paying the bill because he ain't pay. And she goes outside and they're still talking and he's still sitting there berating her and telling her that she need to respect him. And, she basically need to do what he say. And she's like, basically continuing and maintaining that she don't need his advice. And she begins to cry. And he's like, I don't really care about your tears. Like, he don't care about her, how this is affecting her at all. She gets in her G-Wagon and rides off, child. So in the next scene, Letitia is promoting her next brunch on the news, and Marie comes to her office, okay? Letitia talks to her about being on her panel for this next brunch that she's having. And she also slides in there that Latrice is going to be on the panel too. But she goes ahead and quickly cleans it up by saying, you guys aren't going to have to interact with each other. You're not going to have to talk to each other and blah, blah, blah. And Marie says, oh, okay, so this is just a way for you to try to get me and Latrice to talk. She's like, girl, no. Y'all are 2 7-figure earners that I know, and I'm trying to get some help for these women. Like, that's what it's all about. This is about boss moves. It's not about all of this petty little BS. Marie New Booty Monroe, girl, you and your curls need to lighten up. Them curls is tight, in my Nene voice, tight to your head, and you are over here tripping. You are searching for a problem with whoever you can have a problem with. Marie, get a storyline, because you about to, this little argument that you just had with Letitia real fast and quick, fast in a hurry is dumb. Because she basically tells Letitia in this moment, she is mad at her because she wants her to apologize to her because Latrice lied about not reaching out to somebody about trying to get dirt on Marie behind the scenes. And then they play a clip where Essie is talking to Latrice, and she says, well, you said that you did, did you reach out to this person, or what did you say when this person said, do you want me to get dirt on Marie? And Latrice was like, yeah, I did do it. But on Twitter, Latrice was like, well, what did I lie about? I don't remember Latrice saying, I think Latrice was just avoiding Marie for the last 3 seasons. She didn't say that she was, I don't know, child. Let me just say this. It's stupid. Okay. And Marie, you have seen Letitia in how many scenes prior to this from what happened damn near 2 seasons ago? And you just now bringing it up to her that you have an attitude over that? You was about to sign a lease for this lady. So you couldn't have been that mad. You could have been had this conversation. Y'all were playing snatch and grab at So Gucci. You and Latrice was playing snatch and grab at So Gucci's party with the 15-inch peen. Smacking each other on the butt, having a good old time. But now you want to say something, Marie, to Letitia about her protecting Latrice? Let me say this, Marie. Get a fucking life. Yeah. Get a life. Marie New Booty Monroe. You got your butt done and your head must have went in your, okay? It's too much. It's entirely too much, okay? Girl, stop. And Letitia was like, girl, why are you making this about you? Like, I just want you to be on the panel because I'm really excited and, you are a great business person. I want you to be business money-making Monroe. Like, I don't want you to be up here with the drama. And Marie, girl, you have got to grow up. You are too grown and old to be acting the way that you do. I don't care how many new booties and breastises that you get. Your attitude is childish. Stop it. You've been trying to have a problem with Latrice since you stepped foot on this daggone show. I feel like you're jealous of Latrice because she's younger and she's getting it. Why do you have to be mad at homegirl? Just be glad that y'all talk about how y'all want everybody from y'all area to make it and whatnot. Be happy that you are alongside somebody that's doing well too. And you mad at Letitia because she took the benefit of the doubt from her friend, Latrice? What if it was Essie? You gonna immediately cut Essie off because she made a mistake? No. That was her friend. She's not gonna just cut Latrice off because you want her to. Girl, bye, Marie. Marie been getting on my nerves this entire season. She's been getting on my nerves since season 1. She's very much so. Marie strikes me as a person that wants people to need her. She wants everybody around her. She supports everybody around her because she wants them to need her so that she can bully them whenever she feels like it. And I feel like she is holding on to some childhood trauma from her being bullied by people, which she talks about in an episode with her mother and her addiction. Like she talks, and she was talking, I think she talked to Akeisha about it too, about how she was bullied as a child. So it's like, girl, now you a grown daggone woman, and now you want to bully other people at your big age. Girl, please grow up and get a storyline. Cause this right here, you just trying to have an argument with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, it's sad. And it's absolutely annoying. Absolutely annoying. So moving on, Letitia ends up apologizing to her and saying, you know what, I'm so sorry if I hurt you. And Letitia, I wonder what her sign is, because she seems to take on other people's emotions too. But Letitia, don't think you're slick, because you went with Marie being messy to go drum up some stuff about Tambra's ex. Why did y'all go to lunch with that man? Now that was messy. Why am I wasting my time going to dinner or lunch with some man that's talking about him and his relation? Why do I give a damn that much about who the hell Tambra was dating? Child, Marie, let's go find your boyfriends from high school and see what's the goings on with that. Girl, bye. And Letitia, you need to stop letting Marie get you in the middle of the boat, okay? Because she's trying to wrap you up in her foolishness, and you keep falling for it every single time. And just like right now, she's trying to push you against Latrice. If you want to be friends with Latrice, be friends with Latrice, and don't give a daggone about what Marie is saying. Even though you need her to sign for daggone apartments for you, child. But that's another story. Moving on. So then they pinky swear that if they ever have an issue with each other, to just talk about it sooner than later and don't bottle it up. Moving on. Then Marie seems to ask Letitia about her relationship with Glenn and how that's going. So Dum Diddy Letitia, child, she might as well go hang out with Letitia Scott. She says, we're dating, you know, what his grandmother passing away really brought us back together. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Here's the thing with Letitia that pisses me off. And it really, she is dumb. He does something stupid to cheat on you, right? You leave the house, but you leave with the thought that you're going to go back. You're just punishing him for a little bit of time to get him to see what he's missing. Girl, if you're going to leave, honey. If you're going to just come back and deal with it, don't even play this song and dance. You wasting the movers' time and mine. Keep your ass in that house with that man, because you ain't going nowhere. If you were going to leave, you would leave. And by you leaving for 5 minutes and then coming back, that's not teaching him a lesson, because all that tells him is, I'm going to go and DM some broad, or I'm going to go and be messing around with a chick and pray that I don't get her pregnant. And I'm going to just do it, and you're going to accept it, and you're going to move out for 3 months, and then you'll be back. This is the second time you've done that. And he take you out for spaghetti, and you good. Oh, girl, he is dating me, girl. He is getting to know the new me, honey. No, he's not. No, he's not. You ain't know who you are. You've been the same person. Okay? Glenn don't want to be in the background. And now they trying to do this narrative that Glenn is, trying to be like Cliff. No, he not. That's just for TV. Glenn always been an asshole. Anytime somebody putting tracking devices on your car, he's tracking you down so he can know where you at, because he out here doing his dirt. He knows what he is out here doing in the streets and digging his peen in the gangster lane. Ooh. Okay? He out here dippity-doo-ah-dickety-a with every chick he can do it with. And he knows that you're not going to do anything about it. And you're going to keep on letting him come back. You're going to play these little games and go live at your mama's house or get Marie to sign a lease. And then you're going to go back home. Girl, bye, Letitia. Bye, girl. Go ahead and deal with toxic Glenn, Lil Boosie. Moving on. Okay, so they dating, child. Marie says that's the same thing y'all did last time. Girl, Marie, this is about the only thing I agree with you on, sis. So moving on. Latrice ran away from home, child. Grown woman running away from home to her brother's house. So she at her brother's house sitting on the daggone diving board, sitting on the dock of the bay, aka the diving board. at her brother's house, and her mama comes over there to see her. But you cute though, girl. You at your brother's house and you was cute though. Okay, they ain't gonna take that away from Latrice. She dumb, but she is a pretty lady. So moving on. She been over there for a minute. Cause Clifton pissed her off, child, from the Mexican restaurant, and she just wants Cliff to consider her his equal. Okay, girl, baby girl, it ain't happening. This man is very much set in his ways. I think Latrice knows that she ain't with it with Cliff. I don't even see any sexual attraction between the two of them. I don't. And it's the thing that bothers me is that she don't need him financially. Most of the time, some women will try to at least think of another man so that I can feel like I want to get it lubricated down below for you and act like I like you because you got a coin or two to pass me. But you the breadwinner in a relationship and you putting up with his BS and he the bullshitter. Girl, so you putting yourself through torture for no reason. Where they do that at? At least the other birds out here that's doing it is getting money. You just getting a headache. Willingly. Dumb. That's just dumb. But anyway, her mama comes over and she loves her mom. And, she always talks to her mom about everything that's going on. So she's basically telling her that Latrice tells her mother that she feels like she is basically bringing her childhood trauma into this relationship with Cliff. I believe Latrice's father was not the kindest to her. And so she was looking for a daddy type of image in her mate, someone that's going to take care of her and be that male figure that's dominant in her life and shows that protective, kind of feel for her. And I think that she is looking for it the wrong way. She needs a man that is going to love her, like love her and be protective of her in a kind way. Not a negative, nasty, I control you type of way. And I'm just like, girl, if you don't need him. Now, granted, I think that Cliff's business is successful because they even talked about how he was sleeping with Selena in the past. I guess Selena was cheating on JJ with him at one point or whatever, child. That's alleged. I think I heard that in one of the episodes. While he has money too, I feel like she has her own money. So it's like, girl, why are you even dealing with him? You can move on and do what you got to do. Y'all are both successful together. You can be successful apart and you can find somebody that you can actually open your eyes when you humping on them. Because I know you putting a bag or a potato sack over their head every time you doing anything with him. And I know you was riding that belly because that's about the only thing he got going on. Girl, moving on. And that's trash. So she wants things to be different because she's evolved and she's, wants him to understand her value. She wants him to listen and learn to stay in his place. But girl, he constantly telling you to stay in your place. And your place is beneath him, to him. So I don't know why you think that's going to be different. So then her mom says she can't, she's like, you can't allow him to control you. And she says, while I know that he loves you and you love him, I couldn't deal with it. The mama said, child, I beat his tail. Okay, because then he ain't never going to talk to me the way he talked to you or treat me. He would never treat me the way he treats you, child. She's like, I couldn't be married to him. But moving on, in the next scene, so she decides that she going to stay ran away from home for another week. I'm like, girl, you just going to go right on back home to the same old foolishness. But moving on to the last scene. So Gucci and JJ are doing their giving back event. And they literally do this every year. All the ladies have come to support this time. Letitia wants to talk to Latrice at some point because she just really wants to talk to her about her relationship with Cliff and how she can be of a support to her. And before she does that, they all do the giving back portion. And so Gucci is surprised that JJ's girls, Sanjay and Sky, actually show up. So Gucci wasn't sure that they would actually show up. So she says, you know what? I'm going to let them do their thing. I'm going to stay away from them and whatnot and move on. Okay. So Gucci says, ever since she pressed charges on their mother, they ain't really been checking for her. And girl, rightfully so, because you press charges on my mama. I ain't checking for you either. And you think you're slick. We see what you're doing, Gucci. And I saw some people on Twitter talking about some Gucci should be able to see the baby. You're not going to see my child if you disrespected my mother. No, ma'am. Pam. Absolutely not. I don't need your toxic energy rubbing into my child. Now, I don't agree with the girls bringing the kids over and Gucci got to leave her house so JJ can visit with his grandkids. I think that's a bit much. If y'all don't want to be around, that's his wife. And at the end of the day, you got to put your wife before your children. And I think that JJ is having a hard time finding balance between that. Because people are also saying, well, why the girls, not mad at their dad or whatever? And some people are like, JJ is being too, he's having so Gucci's back too much, and that he needs to support his girls more, and that he needs to be more supportive of getting them to talk. I'm just like, JJ didn't put his hands on nobody. He didn't go in there and tell Gucci to be getting in an altercation with Selena. That ain't his fault or his problem. They are two grown women that decided to enter into a debacle together. And they both knew better. Selena, you know that Gucci is a hater. Why would you even get yourself in the middle of some BS like that? And Gucci, I don't know why you think that the girls, you try to have that whole conversation with, I think it was Sanjay, where she was talking to her and Marie. Marie tried to get them to talk. And she's the daughter is JJ's daughter looking at her in that scene like, girl, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. You sitting up here trying to fight my mama. Girl, is you crazy? Did you really think I was going to take you over my mama? I don't want to hear none of this stuff that you're saying. And at the end of the day, you're consistently disrespecting my mother. And now she's letting you know that she ain't with this no more. Okay? And that's that on that. So then the girls participate. Everybody does what they're supposed to do. Tambra is there for a few minutes so she can say she was on the episode, child, so she can collect her check. But she got to go in 30 minutes to go to the radio station, child, and talks to the peoples in her high-pitched voice on the radio. And then so Latrice and Letitia go off to the side because Letitia is like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and leave in a little bit. The event went well. I'm going to go ahead and head on out. But before I leave, I'm going to have to start with Latrice. So she sits down and talks to Latrice. And she's like, listen, girl, everybody see how bad your husband treats you. Okay. And it's just getting even more disrespectful that now we worry about what he's doing in private because he's so cool and smooth with doing it to you in public. Like he is outwardly disrespectful to you in public. Now, Letitia, I'm going to gather you real quick. Baby, don't give me no advice when you married to Glenn. Don't you ever give me no advice. Find the tracking device on your car. You get them DMs handled. Matter of fact, when you are at least a couple years out of having to get a DNA test from your husband because he was dicking around on you, girl, bye. Don't give me no advice. Don't do that. Because I can understand you being worried about me and carrying on. But while we having a conversation about my husband, let's talk about your husband. Okay? Because you don't want to talk about the husband. Okay? You don't want to talk about the husband. So, girl, this whole conversation, I just literally have no respect for it from Letitia. Now, granted, I get it. She's definitely worried about her friend Latrice. But Latrice was like, girl, when I go home, I'm not thinking about none of y'all. Like, y'all don't pay my bills. Y'all ain't doing nothing for me. But Latrice, you need to be paying attention because now you done had two people on the cast pull you up about your disrespectful ass husband. 2.5 with your friend Josh, which is a friend of the show. It's getting kind of hectic, sis. You're going to have to eventually open your eyes to your husband's BS. And if he's not going to change, you need to make some changes, sis. And that's what it is. That's what it is. But y'all, thank y'all for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that's watching Belle Collective with us too. This was a pretty lengthy review because this is my first time reviewing it. I have watched the show from season 1, so I pretty much know everything about everybody that's going on. So I didn't want to go back and do several episodes in one review. I decided to just go ahead from where I'm at, and we'll just keep on going from here. But thank y'all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.